Three, two, one, let's go. Okay, we're back with another Condensed GO game, a little speed match. And this one, we're talking about human sacrifice and will it help your Go game? Probably not. You know, never say never, don't rule anything out, but it's a bold strategy. We can sacrifice other things to win these games. And no, we're not talking goats, we're talking stones, territory. That's the theme of today's match. Sacrificing a little bit to get a lot. Sacrifice a little, you get a lot. You got to give a little to get a little. So let's get into it a little. All right, and I took the top right corner. I'm playing as black up against white. We're both at 9Ks at this point. And right off the bat, we each take a corner. Love it. I get aggressive a little bit, start pushing his couple stones. He gets aggressive right on back and tries to pinch my two. And hey, look at that. We took our first stone. Nice. All right, let's just carry on here. So we're looking for sacrifices. He threw in there. We got let's back up one. So probably a good move on his point. This stone, you know, it's got a lot of space out there, but there's a lot of space between that one and this one. So good for him to push in there. He can start to maybe extend that group, right? That's what he's looking to do. So I pushed back. I said, nope, I want that bottom left-hand corner. Can't have that. He's got to respond and extend out so that he's not, you know, in dire straits, dire needs down there. But that gives me the opportunity then to go up here at C11 and really give some support to this guy. You can see I can build a little box out, something like there. But again, he's trying to extend this guy south. Maybe he can cut me off, split those two stones. Let's see. No, not going to happen. I extend. Oh, look at that. He gets aggressive. I cut him off. He jumps in. I put him in Atari. I take that. All right. So that's a bit of a win. So it's a sacrifice, though, right? This is exactly what we're talking about. We lost this guy. Chances of him sneaking out here, not great. Maybe I can put some pressure there. You know, I can, in two moves, I could go there, maybe cut this guy off, reconnect. That'd be great, but I don't think that's going to happen. But in sacrificing that, we have an eye here, most likely. Actually, I shouldn't say that. He can extend down here, put me in Atari, and I lose that. But at this point, I can still run out here. It'd be nice if this group could live on this left-hand side, but it's a little bit under pressure, but maybe we can kill off these two and connect. But anyway, we lose this stone to get a little bit of structure over here, so that's a sacrifice there. Moving on. So big move. We throw in the middle. He extends his bottom right-hand corner like that. Gives some support to my stone at the bottom. He pushes over. I kind of push along with him. Then he gets aggressive right in the bottom left. Says, no, sorry, Bob. You're not going to take that corner. So this is a little chaotic right now, actually. We got this group of four, not looking great, but I can put some pressure on this stone, kind of expand to the right. This one gives my group here a little bit of hope. I was talking about living on that left-hand side, and, you know, maybe we can get an eye here, and maybe we can get another one in here, up here, and then all of a sudden that group is alive, even if we get boxed in on the right-hand side. He's more interested in the bottom, it looks like, and pressuring these four, which are in kind of rough shape right now. Looks like I try and sneak out. He doesn't want me to do that. Put him in Atari. Look at this. Right now there's a triple Atari. He ignored this one and pushed in here to put two of my guys into Atari. So now we got a choice. A three-way choice. We can go here, we can go here, or we can go here, I would say, at the three. We take his stone, or we play it safe with these and go there, or we go here and we kind of threaten this guy, but then maybe we get cut off. He's probably going to go here. I'm assuming I took the stone. I did. Nice play. And in doing that, we made a sacrifice. This guy, I bet he's going to take it with the very next move. Let's see what he does. He does. So we sacrificed a stone there, and we've given him that corner. Remember, he threw in, he was attacking there. But now I have a little group out here. This stone's in rough shape. This one's also kind of in rough shape. He's definitely threatened with those two, so maybe I can loop over. But again, we've made sort of a semi-safe group by letting one go, but saving kind of the bigger group, you know, sacrificing one for the many. And again, this group over here, probably still alive. Got to keep an eye on that, though. Certainly a little bit under threat. Put him in Atari. He ignores it. Puts me in Atari. There we go. I take one more of his, and all of a sudden this is safe now. More than enough eyes. We can live down there, and we can exert some other influence, especially on these two stones. They're vulnerable. All right. What other sacrifices we got here? Let's push ahead. Looks like I beef up the upper right-hand corner. He kind of pushes up along the right. I throw in the middle. Again, similar move. So I'm trying to take the corner, but he throws in behind. That's something I would do. I like that play on his behalf, actually, because he's got this stone here, and then he can probably seal this up and like maybe come over here, and all of a sudden he's got a pretty big chunk of what I thought was my corner, right? And he does pretty much that. He seals that right up. Looks like that's probably the end of that move right there. So he threw in, and he's got that whole chunk, which good for him. That's a solid little play. Now it looks like I'm going to build something out here, so that's okay. And then by extension, if I can get that, because I have another group over here, if I can play like maybe one or two more stones like here or here, all of a sudden I've got most of the upper chunk of the board, right? So we can see how that might work in my favor, but by retreating to the left. But as soon as I say that, he throws in. He recognizes that, gets aggressive again. So props to this guy for playing hard and fast and loose. Actually, not that loose. He's pretty tight. All right, so pushing ahead. All right, so we got some more Ataris coming up here. I suspect we're going to see another sacrifice. I have 3 stones here, which are in rough shape. He plays here, and I'm toast. Those guys are dead. However, I have his single stone up at the top in Atari, so I'm pretty sure I'll take that. Yes, please. He's got to respond. Oh, he puts, interesting, instead of putting these 3 stones in Atari by playing here, he plays here, and looks like he's trying to funnel himself out here. Because I guess if he plays here at K16, he's got to come out this way, and then he's already boxed in with my group on the left, and then he's got to come out around. So safer move, I would say, on his part. I pull out, ignore that. So he can put me in a target at any point, but then I can still probably kill off those 3 stones, so I'm not worried about it. So then I push out this way instead of trying to say that I want to save those 3. We'll see. Puts me in Atari over on the right now. He's shifting around. I have to follow his lead. Let's see. Okay, so he plays here. This is an interesting move because he's already got this whole left-hand corner, and now he's extending it out to the left to this group. Because I said this one, it's in a bit of trouble. He's got to come out this way and either come up with some eyes out here or connect over to the left or run all the way down to these guys and make something happen in the middle. But I can still cut him off, right? I can cut him off here. I can cut him off here. Maybe he can loop around still. But then if I can pinch him here, then he's basically running into my groups, and I can kill off that group. So keep an eye on that. What do we got? So I try to cut him off. There we go. I cut him off. He's got to respond. Put him in Atari a couple of times. He responds to those. He puts me in Atari. Right now, right before he plays that, it's backup 1. I put him in Atari. Sorry, I shouldn't say Atari because he's got 2 liberties. However, if I play there at R18, he's only got 1 liberty and he's toast. I'll kill him off. So that's the move to make. But he doesn't let me make it because he puts me in Atari. I have to respond. I don't want to lose these 3. I got to go here, but then he's going to do the same thing, right? Because then he'll go here. I only have 1 liberty. It's kind of the mirror image of what's happening with this group. It's happening with my group. Bingo. Sacrifice. The group that we're talking about of mine, it's 3 stones. The group of his, what's that? 6 stones. Twice as big. Now, there is a bit of a trade-off here too because it also includes 3 of his stones. So then the total territory, maybe there's an argument to be made that that's the better play. There's 1 more stone, or space, I should say, there if we take the upper group. But then I can also put some pressure on these guys. So I don't know. There's right now, if you're just looking at your own stones, I can sacrifice 3 and I can take 6. That seems like a good deal. And what was his corner, we've been talking about this a lot of the game, he's got this upper right-hand corner. Now that's all in jeopardy because if I take those 6, then I can pressure these 2, I can pressure this guy, I can pressure these 3 even because I can put this guy on Atari. So maybe that's a power move. I don't know. We'll see. How does it play out? I take the 6. He takes the 3. I take him right back. He's got to... Okay, so he recognizes the threat on the right. He knows that that's in trouble now. And he beefs it up a little bit. A little extra security. Put him in Atari. forcing a couple moves. Okay, and then I jump away to somewhere else. I've kind of got the control of the game at this point. I got the lead. He's going to follow where I want to go. Because everything up here, this is all going to be one group now. And that's safe. So where else do we want to play on the board? Remember before I was talking about this group down here? Still in a little bit of trouble. So by playing here, I'm giving myself that opportunity to connect over to this safe group. Kind of mitigate some risk. He ignores that. Goes more to the bottom right-hand side. I attack the upper. Put him in Atari. He ignores it. And yeah, nice play. He just lost that whole stone, and I gained quite a bit more space there than he did. He's still got 4 stones plus a random single guy just hanging out, not connected to anything. Not connected over here, not connected up here yet. But I increased this territory along the bottom pretty significantly at those last couple moves. Even though I'm only taking one of his, he puts me in Atari, whatever. I back out, so I'm going to try and pressure this stone now. And still, he's probably going to be safe here now. He looks like he might be trying to get something in the middle. He's trying to circle up there. So I threaten to cut him off. He ignores that, pushes me up. Fair enough. There we go. I do cut him off. I like it. Because I put him in Atari, that still gives me another play to get up and out of the trouble there. Bingo. Just playing like a script, like we're reading a book here. Pushes me up. So, and we're putting the pressure on these stones. That's like 10 stones. If I cut them off right there with a move in the next couple plays here, I can kill off that group. And then that becomes a massive chunk. Massive. Let's see what happens. I might be losing these guys. I might have to sacrifice those. I don't know. They don't seem to be in great shape. Oh, interesting. Then he attacks those 2 because now I can save these 3. I can put the pressure on here. So just pause it here for 1 second because what do I want to do? Do I want to sacrifice these 2 and a bit of space up here? Or do I want to play here and put the pressure on these stones? Probably, if I play there 1 move, I can probably kill off that whole group. Or a third choice, be kind of a nice one. I play something like this. And then that puts Atari on this guy to come out. And then the next move I play here. And then I've just extended that whole right-hand side of my group. And then I can put pressure on that bottom right-hand corner too. So what did we choose? The boring option. I don't know. We wanted to save this group up here. He definitely has some space to come in and cut this group off from this group. So I can see what I'm thinking. There we go. So 2 moves after that, I eliminate that threat. Yeah, I'm linking this all up. That's all totally safe now. He can't really pressure that much. In fact, he's going to lose a stone there. Bingo. There it is. About 6 moves later, G9. He can put me in a ladder and run me out this way, but I'm going to hit one of my stones, and this group's toast. Shigon, he's going to throw... Oh, what? Oh, no. For a second, I thought, oh, no, he can put me in Atari. He plays here. I only have 1 Liberty left, but by doing that, he's putting himself in Atari because he's only going to have 1 left here. I kill him off anyway. That's closer than I'd like it to be, though. I don't like that. That's a solid move there now coming up. F10. Put pressure on this stone, and then I can force these 2 come this way, and I can probably kill them off as well. But what do we got? So he attacks those 3, but I have a stone to kill up there to give that a little bit of life. He tries to cut me off, whatever. So, okay, that's totally safe now. There's nothing he can do. I can still maybe cut through here, but this whole group, which is a big one, trying to outline it real quick, that's roughly 1 group. So looking good. So he ignores that. He tries to seal up that bottom left-hand corner. Look at that. That's the move I talked about a couple moves ago. F10. I like it. I play it. He ignores it. Looks like he's trying to seal up that chunk there. But no big deal. That's all totally fine and dandy. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's got a loose stone. These 3 aren't really connected. He's got 4 here, not really connected. This guy is off on his own. These 2 are split off. This one's not connected. There's a lot of cutting points in there. I can start sort of methodically putting him in Atari and cutting some of these appendages off as we delimb this human sacrifice, right? Kidding. It's not a sacrifice of people. It is space and territory. It's a board game. Let's go. All right. Put him in Atari. Take it. Big time Atari again. Put him in Atari again. He ignores it. Puts me in Atari. I save that. He puts me in Atari. Okay, this group of mine doesn't look to be very good. This is going to be killed off. That's not great. Let me back up a couple here. I think I made a mistake. Yeah, even if we go right here. He tries to connect up these three. I say no. Put him in Atari. He's got to respond. He's got to take these three and go there. Which he does. Oops. Get out of drawing mode. Which he does. There we go. Right now, I can go wherever I want. I'm not in Atari. There's a handful of different moves. What I should have done, it was a missed opportunity. I should have played right here. D7, I totally missed that in this game because then this group that gets killed off in about 5 moves is connected up to this group. This is all one big group, right? I gotta make that link. I totally missed it. What do I play with my next move? I put this single stone in Atari. This is a sacrifice, but in the wrong direction. I'm trying to take one of his stones and you know, put pressure on this bottom right hand corner and this little stone off by himself. But I'm sacrificing this whole group of mine over here by doing that and not making that connection. So it's a trade-off. He doesn't even, he doesn't keep the one stone. He recognizes that. Says, oh, this guy just made a mistake. I'm going to put this stone in Atari. So I'm going to have to respond to that, right? Which I do. I can threaten that one single stone, but nah, not now. That's over. It's toast. Yep, he kills my group off, and I've just lost that whole chunk. What a trade-off. That's a horrible sacrifice. Lesson learned. Sacrifice the little for the many. The greater for the good. A little bit for a lot of bit. All right, so I put in the pressure on the right-hand side. I guess that was the whole point of that. I don't think that's really going to pan out. Turns out to be a bad sacrifice, I would say. Bad trade. Yeah, so he still gets that whole bottom right-hand corner. It didn't work out. I lost a ton of space stones up there, and he gets that whole bottom right. So bad play on my part. Okay, so now we might have some more sacrifices up here. What do we got? Put him under some pressure. He sacrificed. See, he's making a sacrifice now. Let's go back one. Let's go back 2 or 3. Right to here. I put him in Atari. He's got to respond, but I've split this stone. I've split these two. So I've not only split one group with that play, I've split 2 off the main group, right? This is kind of the main group. I split 2 groups off of that. He's got to respond to that Atari, which he does. I put him in Atari again. It gives this guy something to back into. But he just ignores it and says, you know what? I'd rather play here and sacrifice these 2 stones and connect these 3. So he's sacrificing 2 stones. He knows he's going to lose them. But then he knows he's going to connect these 3 up. Because I can't play here. So it's sacrifice on his part. I take it. He puts me in Atari. Oops. I put him in Atari, just that single stone. He responds there. Try and kill those 2. He takes my... Interesting. So he was going to leave these 2 to get killed. Then he just takes this one. But he might be recognizing right now that this group of his, this little chunk of white stones, that doesn't look very good. If I play here, he can't get an eye here. This group, it's only got 2 liberties left. I can connect him up. This group, maybe he can get a liberty there if he plays here. Right, he's only got 1 liberty. I think this group's going to get killed off. And that's why he's trying to muster something up down here just to make something happen. But I take those 2. Yeah, so look at that. He plays here now. He wants to get a liberty here and a liberty probably here or here. He knows this group is under immense pressure all of a sudden. It's in a lot of trouble. He's got to hope that I ignore that and don't know what's going on. But put him in Atari. And that was a stupid play on my part. Because that stone means nothing anyway. He can't get an eye there. I should have done something over to here to limit the eyes that he can make to keep that group alive. And he knows that, so he's trying to push in. And then I say, hey, I see what you're trying to do. I'm not going to let that happen. Push in myself. He connects up. I threaten to cut him off, and I think this game is pretty much toast. He goes to kill those 2, but no dice. Connect them up. He recognizes that group's dead unless he can kill me off somehow. I don't think he can. He moves completely away from it down to the bottom. Put him in Atari. It's only a couple moves left here. What do we got? We're fighting over scraps. There it is. So I think he resigned at this point. Move 247. And let's just look at the scoreboard. Black by 40 plus points. Winner. So, solid match. Actually, I'm going to go back to that 1 sec. Huge. That group is dead. Group of his is dead. That group of his is dead. A couple random stones down there are dead. Look at the size of this group when it's all said and done. That is massive. This is one group. A couple stones up for grabs there in the middle. That's one group. I finished the game with one group. That rarely happens. Usually only if it's by a blowout, which I guess it kind of was. 40 points. That's significant. And then he's got 2 groups. He's got the sides. I got the middle. But mine's bigger, so I win. And that's how the game works. But the point of today's game was sacrifice. Again, not humans. We don't want that. We just want to have fun, play board games, you know? So, sacrifice sometimes, it's worth it. If you got 2 forks in a road, you don't know which way to go, which one's going to be worth more? Do you want to try and save 3 or 4 stones, or do you want to kill 7 or 8 of his stones? And sometimes those 2 or 3 points, that can mean the game. So, anyway, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you have to be aware that it's there. And if you don't, now you do. If you didn't, now you do. If you don't, now you do. Hopefully, you paid attention. Anyway, that's it for this time. Until the next one, let's go.